This is part of our printmaking studio. So making a print is basically making a copy. Copy and print are kind of similar words. There are a lot of ways to do printmaking, but this is one of the most basic ways we're going to start with in our room, and they are rubber stamps. So some of you maybe have tried these before. We've got 4 bins of rubber stamps here, lots of different designs. You'll see the picture on one side and then the stamp on the other side. And I've got some ink pads here. They're kind of like paint, but they're a little bit different. These are just sponges, so you can wash your stamp, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then I have a lot of letter stamps and numbers. So they go by alphabet. You can probably kind of see it starts with A, B, C, D up at the top, and all the way down to Z is right there. And then I've got some numbers and some punctuation. So the top row are actually just sitting on top of this because there's not quite enough spaces. Okay, when you're using those, make sure you put them back in the right letter. If you need help, you can always ask for help from a friend or a teacher. So I have chosen a couple different stamps, and I have the ink pads, and of course I'll be sharing with other kids, but right now I'm just showing you how you would gather your supplies. And also this is just some sponges with water in this plastic container, which also I'll be sharing. So I'm going to start with this. I just thought this might be kind of cool. It's kind of like a frame. And I'm going to start with green. Open up the container. And just like paint or glue, we'll want to keep lids on these because they can dry out. Okay, and I'm going to gently dab this in here. I'm not going to bang, bang, bang. I'm just going to gently dab it in here and make sure I get the whole thing covered. Looks like this one I chose is a little big for this, so I might have to do it like this. Okay, and then I'm going to gently push it down. And then when I lift it up, I've got my print. Okay, so now if I were to switch colors with this and go over to the blue ink, I would have to wash my stamp, just like you wash your brush. So I take my stamp and I rub it in here. This is just water on a sponge, and I kind of just clean it off. The reason I don't go to the sink and wash it is because over time there's kind of like glue in here to hold this on, and this would fall off. So a paper towel can be helpful. Just wipe it off, and then I can put that one back. Okay, or I can do it in a different color. So now I'm going to just try a different stamp and a different color. So I'm in the blue now, and I'm just gently pushing it in there. I am not banging on it. This is basically just ink and foam, and it'll get really wrecked if you're banging on it. Okay, so then I'm going to, let's move my picture over so you can see. And I'm going to put some stamp in there. I kind of like how that looks. Now, if I do it again, let's just see without reloading the ink. So it's a little less, but it still looks cool. It'll be a little less each time unless I go back and put more ink on it. Okay, if I want to switch colors, I have to wash my stamp. Okay, and I can dab it off on the paper towel. I'm going to recover my blue, and I'm going to test out the purple. I'm going to see what that would look like with the same stamp. Okay, I've reloaded my stamp with purple, just gentle, and all right, there's some purple. Okay, if I'm all done, wash this up with the sponge, put the covers back on, put everything back in its spot. If you use the alphabet, then put them in the right letters. Okay, but leave them nice for the next person to use. So I'm back over here to put my things away. I'm gonna put the ink back for other kids to use, and the sponges back for other kids to use. And I'm gonna put back my washed So with this kind of printmaking, it dries pretty quickly. So if you wanted to take it home in the same day, you can. You can also mix and match this with collage. I could cut things out. I could glue them onto other things. I could color them with markers. You could experiment with the paint. The paint might cover it up. You could cut these out and glue them onto sculptures. You could actually even stamp on the cardboard if you want to. So have fun. This is your printmaking studio.